Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and a new year has officially begun, so I thought I would take a look at what I feel are my top 10 movies of the past decade, so here we go. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. You can also find me over Twitter and Instagram at MovieGuy365, as well as over at the Disney Magic Hour podcast. I will leave a link to that in the description. Okay, so a new year is upon us, and with that, I know it's really kind of a thing where the decade doesn't technically start until 2021, but we're not doing that. We're just going to be like going over what I feel are my favorite movies of the past decade. So I picked a movie from every year, and these are without a doubt my favorite movies for that year. So we're going to go from 2010 to 2019. We're going to begin with 2019, and I'm going to go ahead and link the video at the end of this one with my favorite movies of the year. So you can check that one out. But my favorite movie of 2019 was Avengers Endgame. I've been wanting this one for quite a bit. This had, for me personally, had so much expectations. I feel it was nearly perfect in its execution. I couldn't be more happy with how everything turned out. I'm a huge fan of anything Avengers, and it just really, I'm still, just amazed that they were able to pull everything off as they did. Was it perfect? Not perfect. Yeah, it has a moment or two in there I could do without, but it's still, like, overall, I've seen this a lot of times in 2019, but yeah, that is my favorite movie for 2019, and to piggyback off that, my favorite movie of 2018 is going to be Avengers Infinity War. Once again, I think it was nearly a perfect film, and it really it was a good setup. I love Thanos as a character. I'm a huge Thanos fan. Overall, he's one of my favorite villains. And just the whole concept of the Infinity Gauntlet for me has been something I've been wanting since, early, back in the Infinity Gauntlet when it was originally a series. So to me, this, to see it on screen was an amazing, amazing thing. I still smile when I think about it, and it's something I go to quite often. But yeah, so 2018, that was my favorite movie. 2017 was Blade Runner 2049. What can I say? I still just love this movie so much. It's, Denis Villeneuve did a great job directing. You also have Roger Deakins with cinematography. That is an amazing combination, in my opinion. And I feel that it stayed true to the spirit of the original Blade Runner, but it was doing something new, and it really kind of, it didn't spoon feed you every single thing that a movie like this would need. It has a very slow pace to it, but for me, I think it rewards its patience, and it's a really decent flick. I enjoy it quite a bit. I just recently got the Philips Hue ambient lighting, and when I get that sync box, this is the first movie is going to what I play with that sync box, because I really think the color alone in this film is spectacular. It's beautifully shot. I even have the art book for this movie, and it's so wonderful. I love this movie quite a bit. I know it's not everybody's, but for me, 2017, this is where it was at. My number 2016's favorite movie was La La Land. I don't know, something about this movie worked 100%. It came so late in the year. I think I had another movie on that list. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but because I grew up in Southern California, so I've always been immersed into that culture. And I like a movie like that celebrates that to a degree. And it's just a really kind of a beautifully made movie. I like musicals all around, and I think that this did a almost perfect job for it. I've seen this one quite a bit. It's just a good movie. It really is. I know musicals aren't for everybody, but something about this movie just completely works for me. So yeah, La La Land is my favorite of 2016. My 2015 is Mad Max Fury Road. I don't think any other movie in that year really kind of came close to what this movie does. Like, it's so just unexpectedly good. It's Mad Max, and it has a wonderful cast. I think Tom Hardy's amazing. Charlize Theron is great. So this, to me, is what really kind of reignited her career to a point. I feel that she did such a wonderful job in this one. It's beautifully shot. I mean, George Miller just is a great director with this material, and compelling characters, really just unique overall design. I love this one. This is one of those movies I go back to quite often. It's really just a fun action movie. Good Mad Max stuff. I really hope we get another sequel at some point. What can I say? I love Mad Max Fury Road. It's a great movie for 2015. 2014, my favorite movie was Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I still maintain that this movie is one of the best made films of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, while it is a comic book movie, it is not a heavy comic book movie. It is very like spy thriller, action. It's more of on the serious side, and it is spectacular. It is a great movie. It's what the Russo brothers really like just launched, their possibility from this movie. And nobody thought that they were, these are the guys from Community and so forth. Nobody thought this was going to be that good, but I think to me, this is what really just kind of, it cemented what the importance of the Marvel Universe was. And I think it really just kind of shows itself off in many ways. Just script was good. The special effects were amazing. The characters are awesome. Just a good flick overall. I think this has a lot of genres mixed into one, and absolutely just fantastic movie. My number, or I keep saying number, 2013, my favorite movie was Inside Llewellyn Davis. This movie is well, right now it's currently available on Criterion. I believe there's a standard Blu Ray edition, but the Coen brothers are spectacular here. This to me is one of their most just organically, real emotional kind of movies that you can get. It's something that can be kind of analyzed and studied, and it doesn't give you clear answers, and it asks more questions than it answers, but it really gives you a lot to think about. Oscar Isaac, I mean, this is where I really became a fan of his. I know he's been in things before and since, but this is one of my favorite movies of his that he's done, and it's so compelling. And also the music, I just love like that era of music. Just just so good. It's so good. I really wish I could just do like a discussion video about this one and talk about it. Inside Llewellyn Davis has everything going for it. Great direction, acting. It's a good Coen brothers movie. And the music is awesome. There's a lot to enjoy here. Once again, this is not something that everybody has probably seen or even knows about. But if I could recommend, I think, one movie on this list, I would recommend this one. I think Inside Llewellyn Davis needs more people behind it. It really needs, I think, a bigger audience. When we think of Coen brothers, we think of like 20 other movies besides this one. And that is a shame, because this is a good movie. It was my favorite movie of 2013. 2012, we're back in familiar territory. That is Marvel's The Avengers. To say that I've been waiting most of my life for an Avengers movie is seriously not an understatement. It is just beautifully put together. Yeah, a little rough around the edges. Cap's uniform is still kind of out there, but just the fact that we got what we got here, and it worked, and we had good characters, we had good actors and actresses playing those characters, and we got Thanos. When I saw that, it blew my mind that this was a thing. One day would it pay off? Who knew? But I just remember, I'm like, oh my God, this could be something. And it really it took off for me. It really did. It was just such a great movie. I still go back to it quite often, and I just love this film. I mean, I could just talk about this one all day. Maybe one day I'll do an Avengers video or something, but yeah, I love this movie. I really do, and it makes the Marvel Cinematic Universe feel bigger than they really showed it before with the one-offs. And this was it. This was what I feel launched the universe, as it were. But it really just kind of I love this movie. I do. My 2011 movie is going to be The Descendants. That's starring George Clooney. Once again, not a very well-known kind of film, but something about, I just love Hawaii as it is. I've been there once, and I'd love to go back again. And ever since I've been there, it's kind of affected me. Like, I just love being in that culture. And while this is not like necessarily groundbreaking as a film, I love a good family movie. I think George Clooney did a great job as a widower, and with children, and it's a good story. It's it's funny at times. It's just an overall charming tale. And I think maybe that particular year was like lack of huge event movies or whatever. But for some reason, this movie really I gravitated towards it a lot. And it's a good film. It's a good film. I believe directed by Peyton Reed. It's just an awesome film overall. So yeah, definitely give The Descendants a try if you get a chance. And 2010, my number one. This was the one year that it was hard. So I'm going to cheat like hell I don't care, 2 movies. I'm putting 2 movies on this list because I think they both are fantastic. I'm going to say Christopher Nolan in Inception and Toy Story 3. I think those, I really struggled for a while to figure out which one I liked the most. But I feel as far as filmmaking, story, and everything goes, I think absolutely Inception would win it. But the most beautifully made, like as far as heart goes, and just, I don't know, just something about this one really struck me. And it kind of just, it still kind of irritates me that Toy Story 4 kind of just did away with a lot of that. But Toy Story 3, I feel it's something so magical about that one. I think it's easily one of the best Pixar films on there. It's absolutely a top 3 material. But yeah, Inception, I remember just being blown away by not by just the reality of this film and what it did. But yeah, love that movie. Christopher Nolan can do no wrong as far as like filmmaking goes, sort of. But anyway, I think one of his best films, easily. It's a film that I really thought my wife was going to hate. She loves this movie. I live for those moments when I can show her something she hasn't seen before, and she just absolutely loves it. And that was just one of those. But yeah, Inception, Toy Story 3 are my tide of 2010. So that is my list. Let me know in the comments below what some of your favorite movies of the past decade were. I'm anxious to see what you put out. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.